It's that time again, ladies and gentlemen. I farmed all the sets and we are going to see how they all work, except for the Annihilation Blade set. I will be skipping this set because it only increases the damage of arrow attacks, and doing a test on that set is kind of bad because it will depend on your monster's damage personally, and it's not like the other sets where you need to see it in action to understand how it works. Also, if you enjoy my content, don't forget to press that sub button and catch me live at twitch.tv/ExilerJ. So let's start off with the Trace of Wave set. So the Trace of Wave set decreases the monster skill cooldown by 5% and decreases damage taken by 6.5% in PvP modes. It also restores destroyed HP by a certain amount every time a recovery effect is applied to a team member in arena and siege battle. This effect is applied regardless of actual recovery and does not apply to continuous recovery effect. The continuous recovery does not proc this, and it doesn't matter how much you're healing for, as long as it's an actual heal, it will restore 10% of the max HP per recovery skill. But without further ado, let's have a look at it in action. The set was actually mind-blowing to me and was way above my expectations. I think it's an underrated set if destroy HP is your problem. Let's have a look at some of our test runs, and also a shout out to one of my viewers, Essen, for taking his time to help us out during these tests. So for test number 1, we are gonna try out the Wind Panda with Destroy against my team. I am bringing 2 healers and also Louise. But Louise, we're using shields and invincibilities, which kinda blocks the destroyed HP. But I guess it is a good test anyways, because Louise is pretty popular. It was very slow at first, so I decided to attack the panda. As you can see, I got my HP destroyed. And just one heal and I am back to full HP again. I was pretty impressed when I saw this the first time, because it takes the panda a while to destroy HP. I guess if you deal with a lot of monsters with destroy on their rune set, it will be a bit more crazy. But as you can see over there, it was pretty easy to just heal it up. All the destroyed HP again. He could literally not do any destroyed HP on me when I was focusing on healing the whole time. Pretty good test for test number 1. Over here he was using his ult. But yeah, because of Louise, yet again, invincibility and shields, I didn't really feel the destroy that much, and it made it so easy to heal it back up. So that just proves that with a Louise or somebody that shields and does invincibility, destroy gets heavily countered with this accessory set especially. So next we have test number 2. For this test we wanted to test how much destroyed HP we can heal at a time, like what is the maximum. So the set was stating that it's 10%. So for this one I didn't pick any shields, I didn't pick any invincibilities, I just picked heal. So we will be testing just how much destroyed HP you can heal at once. So we were using the Wind Panda and the Wind Sylph both on destroy, and that means they will do a bit more destroy at the time. My Camilla was a bit too tanky to get destroyed HP, so we tested it out eventually against my Orbia. Also, this was also a really good test because Camilla has continuous recovery, just to make sure that it actually doesn't heal destroyed HP. And it indeed didn't do anything. So I was just trying to get my destroyed HP as high as possible. And the panda is doing some work against me, and here I go. And there it is. As you can see, it healed a lot actually. Just one heal and almost everything was healed up. And another one and everything was healed up. So definitely a really good set. As you can see, it heals a lot at once. But I was obviously holding back here. I feel like if you spam heal, you will never get the destroyed HP that much. But obviously in a normal Brawl Arena game, you will not be just spamming heals, depending on the situation, of course. But it definitely counters the destroyed HP. And I think it is a really good set if you want to be able to heal destroyed HP. Definitely a set I would recommend for anybody that plays a lot of long games, or you don't die in the first 5 seconds like I do with my Orbia. Next up we have the Trace of Thunderstorm. It decreases the monster skill cooldown by 5% and also the summoner's damage taken in PvP. And when you enter arena or siege battle, you will start with 5 mana, but your mana regen speed will be decreased by 50% for the next 10 seconds. Now that is a bit scary, so let's see it in action. So for test number 1, I was just using Masha and I wanted to rush his cleave as a wind weapon, just to see how much damage we can actually do against this cleave with this 5 mana cost. Obviously we will be also paying attention to our mana regen speed for the first 10 seconds. So let's see how it goes. So I will be using Masha's skill here. As you can see on the top right, my mana regen speed is really bad. It is not regening that fast, and bam, when the 10 seconds were gone, it is back to normal. 10 seconds is really fast, so I don't think it really decreases you that much. So I don't think you should be too afraid of that. If you want to start with more mana, definitely go for it. Next up we have test number 2. For test number 2, I wanted to test mana regen speed up. Now I have 2 LD5s on this account, on my main account, with mana regen speed up, which is lucky. So we will be testing if that can counter the mana regen slow speed that you have for the first 10 seconds of a battle. Obviously if I use my Shan or my Yanhan here, we can use it immediately because we start with 5 mana, so maybe it counters it out and it gives you an advantage. So I used my Shan here, and as you can see on the top right, it is definitely helping a lot. My Yanhan was doing her skill 1 on the cleave, and that also made it really good. It definitely doesn't matter the penalty that much if you are using mana regen speed up monsters. I guess the most common one is the Wind Sylph for those that does not have these LD5s. But it was a really good test, I thought, just to point out that the penalties doesn't affect you if you use them. Then the last test with the mana set is we tested out just another run of normal monsters. I was using a lot of healers here because I wanted to see how much does it grieve me if we have less mana. So I healed once and I healed twice with Ikasha, and that's it. After that I couldn't heal again. So 2 heals, basically 6 mana that I had to start off with, and then it started slow a bit, but it became fast again afterwards. So it's basically like having 6 mana, but then boom, you have no mana for a while. Last we have the Breaching Shield set. So it increases all charge by 5% and again 6.5% less damage taken in PvP. And when a team member attacks a target with shield and invincibility, removes the shield and invincibility with a 35% chance before every skill attack. So it is saying that a team member, that means either you or your monsters. You as a summoner or your monsters can proc this. It has a 2-second cooldown during the season, and you have a 35% chance per heal attack to do it. So it's really good for Orbia, the summoner that I'm playing, because we have a lot of attack hits that we do at once. But I don't think it will be that great for Kina maybe, but let's have a look at how it works. So for this we only tested it in one game. I told my opponent to go with shields, invincibilities of course, because that's what we want to test this with against. And he used Wusa and Louise in this game, and it will be a really good test. I forgot honestly to test it out on monsters, but I'm pretty sure you just need a lot of monster hits, or monsters with a lot of skill hits, and you will be fine. Now let's have a look at it in action. So he was using shield runes here, and when I attacked it, the shield rune got removed. Now I am pretty sure it procced my shield break set actually. I am not 100% sure, it might be my damage, but usually a skill 1 on Orbia is not enough to break a shield set on 2 stacks. So that was really interesting to see, and just a coincidence, a really good way to test it. But sometimes when I use my skills like here, I used my skill 3 against Louise and the shield was still there. Of course it has a 35% chance on skill hit. So what that means is this will have some RNG involved, unfortunately. That makes it pretty unreliable, which is pretty sad. But when it does work, as you can see, I used my skill 1 against that Louise and we broke both the shield and the invincibility. So that is one really good thing I want to point out, that some people probably have a lot of questions about. That proc with the 35% chance, it can break, it will actually break both the invincibility and the shield once it procs, it seems like. So that is something really good and worth pointing out. Please be aware of that. It is a really good set, but like I said, it is unfortunately not always breaking the shields and the invincibility. And to be able to break it, you kinda need to use your mana from your monsters or your skills from your summoner. So it makes it a bit RNG, and you could waste your skill and your mana trying to break it, but in the end you don't break it and then it can backfire. So for people that don't like RNG like myself, I wouldn't really recommend this set. I am using this set right now. I will play around with it for a bit and see if I like it. If I don't, maybe I swap my set. I don't think it's a bad set. I actually think it's a really good set. I am trying to be positive, so I will keep using it, because it is breaking shields and invincibilities. That is like Lima, Louise. Man, I can keep on going. There are so many, even the Light Paladin. There's so many meta monsters right now, and Wusa, Josephine, so many. I just think it is a good set for the current meta, but only time will tell if the players and the community will like this set. Also, one last funny thing I would like to point out is Trinity. If you are using Trinity, she can break your own shields. So do not use Trinity with the shield set. Just a heads up. I hope this helped you make a decision on which set you want to invest into, or if you just wanted to have an idea what they do. Don't forget to press that sub button for more content from me, and take care and stay safe. Peace out, peace out, peace out.